Hello friends, if you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you for stopping by. If you are a fan or a subscriber, welcome back and thank you for the patronage. I really do appreciate it. Today we are going to be talking about religion as mythology. I know this gets some people's goat, but let's go. In all myths, symbols represent certain concepts and are events or objects that stand for elements of the supernatural world, order of nature, human role within nature, or the relationship between these things. These symbols embellish the myth with archetypal images. Symbols are appropriately multivocalic, that is, they can correctly be interpreted in a number of ways, packing them with more meaning than a bare bones story does. Structural meaning is encoded in the way myths are put together. It refers to the relationships among the symbols of myths that underlie the structure of the story and conveys a message regarding the tensions in a society's ideology. Typically, important symbols are arranged in dichotomous pairs that stand opposite each other. Human conflict in these stories are often mediated by a supernatural being who has opposing characteristics, such as possessing both human and animal attributes. Levi-Strauss argues that the relationships between symbols in myth is a culture's way to reconcile the contradictions that exist in said culture. This can be seen when, over time, the story morphs into different versions in which these specifics vary. What makes these variants recognizable as the same story is the unchanging relationships between symbols. Levi-Strauss approaches the structure of myth by breaking it down into basic units of meaning he calls mythemes. These reflect the basic concerns of mankind and are found in all cultures. Recurring mythemes can be arranged into categories, and the pattern of these categories gives us the conflict in the culture the myth is meant to resolve. Mary Douglas, on the other hand, sees social structure rather than the psychobiological order of the mind as universal to symbolic structure. She argues that taboos and the consequences for breaking them are part of a system that organizes ideas, and we can only understand them in the context of that system. For example, let's take the Levitical food taboos. Pigs are not unclean because they wallow in mud. They are unclean because they have mixed characteristics. In other words, unclean animals do not have all the characteristics of one class and thus violate Hebrew taxonomy. Seeing these food laws as a matter of nonconformity to the Hebrew taxonomy thus explains what would otherwise be seen as arbitrary distinctions. Legends convey messages about human values and goals, like mythology, but they take place after the time of mythology and focus more on the values and goals of the culture from which they came than do myths. Legends and myths are primarily recounted as a form of edification and pleasure. People pass down these tales generation after generation, telling of the great events and persons of a culture's past. Although they are typically told as being true, they entail events involving supernatural forces. Well, friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button, press the subscribe button, and hit the bell next to the subscribe button to receive notifications. My Twitter, Discord, email, and PayPal links are in the description. If you like what I do and find it worthwhile, please consider supporting me on PayPal. The source that I used for this video is a book, and it is also in the description. Remember to comment in the comment section. I love hearing from you. I will accept good comments and also constructive criticism. Question everything and never be afraid. Here are a couple of videos from my library. If you have not watched them yet, go ahead and watch them and tell me what you think. Until later, friends. Goodbye.